I'm back. So anyway, we'll start off in final setup. I'm just going to start over, and I'll show you guys what we got going on in here. And everything I show you guys is all available through resplendentcrow.com. That is our business here in St. Louis, Missouri. And like I said in all my streams, we're a small furniture company and paint company. We do about 500 pieces a year, and it's a good business, good middle class living. And anyway, we'll start off here in final setup. I'll show you guys what we got going on. I don't have my Steadicam today. I'm sorry, guys. So it could be a little bit shaky, but I do have my microphone, so that's something. All right, flipping around here. Okay, so come back in here. We're going to look at the, I know I already showed everyone in the first stream. We're going to talk about it one more time. 6-drawer faux bamboo dresser. These are vintage. They're from the 80s, and we have the 3-drawer top unit. These top units are getting harder and harder to find, which I'll probably end up starting to make these, which I don't really want to do, but whatever. But these are real nice, and people seem to really like them. The hardware is our hardware. We make this. We have this made in India. We have a couple different manufacturers that make hardware for us. Anyway, they're really nice. So this piece probably sells for, together it's probably $4,500, $5,000, somewhere in there would be my guess. And then every piece of hardware is probably another 50, 60 bucks. So yeah, it's a pretty good piece. Make good profit on this one, good margin. And again, they're real popular. This color is really nice. This is, I believe this is bottle green. Yeah, it's going to be bottle green. Bottle green is not as bright as bold green. But anyway, it's got a real nice shine to it. And the piece looks really good. There you go. You can see me in there. It looks pretty nice. Hardware shines beautifully. It's completely 100% solid brass. So it's the real deal. It's nice stuff. I'll show you guys. I'm building one of these in the wood shop right now, so I'll show you guys how I make it. So if we take a peek at the vintage piece, I was talking to you guys about making furniture. Here, I'll pull this window, doesn't have anything in it. So you'll see that vintage furniture always has dovetails. That was just the only way they made drawers back in the day for the most part. And it's really nice, but we paint right along the dovetail line, and that's kind of what we do, and it looks really nice. You can see at the bottom, these are actually made of particle board. The vintage ones are made of particle. A lot of people don't know that. Really nice looking piece. Henry Link makes really good stuff. They've always made fantastic furniture for the most part. But you can see that the vintage stuff uses frame and panels. So right, you got a frame, and then you got a panel, and that's how furniture should be made. I'm a big advocate of making furniture correctly and making it in the way it was traditionally built. Also, if you look inside here, you can see the drawer. So what they've done is they just have one single 2-inch strip of material that runs up the carcass of the cabinet. I don't do that. I run a full panel all the way through there, which does add weight, but we also use slides, so it's nice to have something you can screw into. So that's kind of how I do that, and I'll show you guys how I build my stuff when we get to the wood shop. So okay, so there's that. We also got this beautiful olive green chest. And all right, we got people starting to come in. Glad to see everyone. Again, guys, hit the like button and ask your questions. Let me know what you want to see. But anyway, this is a white furniture company chinoiserie piece, really nice. We sell quite a few of these. American of Martinsville makes a really nice one, and so does White Amoebain. Anyway, you can see the finish is really nice. It turned out good. This color is called Urbane Bronze, and honestly, this stuff is brass, and it's really beautiful by itself, but apparently the customer wanted this stuff painted, so we actually just rattle can this stuff gold, and we've done it for 8 years at this point, and I've literally never had one complaint about the paint falling off. Other things about this piece is it has, of course, the beautiful hardware. This isn't as popular today. It takes a very special customer to really want this kind of stuff. A lot of times we'll actually cut this off and just be left with the hinge. So that's kind of how this particular piece is. So coming to the inside, and again, the door on the inside is just as nice as the outside, but the surface is actually treated a little bit differently. So this is graded as an A surface, as is the entire outside of the cabinet, whereas the inside door is going to be a B surface. It's going to be seen, and it should look nice, but it is not as, we don't pay as much attention on the finish process as we do to the outside. And of course, you got nice traditional drawers, which again shine beautifully. The inside is to look pretty much as nice as the outside. It's kind of what we want, and the guys did a great job on this one. So that's what we have going on here. Close this thing up, and yeah, it's really nice. And I also mentioned in my last stream before I had to leave, this fretwork, if you run into this stuff and it's broken, take off a good one, make a mold of it, and then you can make a mold and you'll have these forever, which is how they made the original. These are all just casted composite. So that's how those are made. And yeah, so that's kind of cool. All right, so look at our comments real quick, come back around. All right, so we got Marco in here, Julian's in here. Hello, everyone, good to see everyone. Happy Friday, hope everyone has a good weekend. We're gonna go through the shop, and I'll show you guys what I got going on. I got a lot of painted stuff, and I got a lot of stuff in the wood shop, and it's been a hell of a week, guys. Okay, I liked and subbed Julian West. Good, good. Julian, where are you at? Let me know what part of the country you're in, or whether you're even in the United States. I appreciate the sub. Trying to get our channel up to 3,000 hours. We're going to show people what a furniture company is really like, what it's like to run a paint company, a custom cabinet shop, a hardware making company. I mean, we do all kinds of stuff here in St. Louis, Missouri. Sun's in, all right, Sun's in here. I sized the piece to be a custom size. How do you know when to increase bracing or thickness of material for strength? Okay. Son, ask me that question again when I get into the wood shop, because I have some great examples of some of the things we do. One of the things that I do when I'm building pieces is you have to understand wood is not the best material for making furniture, which is a crazy thing to say because it's been made for hundreds of years with wood. I use a lot of steel in my furniture, so I'll show you kind of what I mean by that, and we'll go over that. So, but good to see you, son. See, metal bar method. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Cherry doors matching all of your colors well. Yeah, thanks. I like it. I think cherry's good. All right, so come back around here. So here's our King Daddy piece of furniture right now. This is our faux bamboo pagoda. We're the only people that make this particular piece, and it's finally finished, and it's beautiful. And this is I want to say this is the 5th one of these that I've made so far, and these are, I think, about $8 grand a pop. And we're probably going to start raising the prices on these because they do take a lot of work. But you can see the detail, right? All your faux bamboo wraps all the way around the cabinet, just like it should. And the finish is beautiful, right? It's a very nice color. We got great gloss here, right? You got good reflection. And as you move up the side of the cabinet, again, you got more faux bamboo. Sorry about my little air cord there. But also the fretwork, which is usually wood on most pieces, ours is made of composite. It's all composite faux bamboo, and this is a mofo to make, but I got a good mold now, so I'm in great shape. But very difficult to finish these kind of pieces. Very difficult to keep the stuff from wanting to move on you. So that takes a little bit of work to get that. So regular old hardware, again, we make our own hardware. These, again, these probably add 15 bucks, right? Each one of these is probably about 15 bucks. I think we also are the only ones that make the beautiful faux bamboo furniture, the faux bamboo rings. And these, I want to say, are about 50 bucks. So that's adds to the price of the cabinet. And if we open it up, get ourselves open here, we have LED lights, which are on a remote, which is really nice, and it shines beautifully in here. So if you go to SplendidCrow.com, you'll see what this thing looks like. And it's gorgeous. We've done it in pink and I think white as well. So it's a really nice looking piece. Come down here. We have a basic drawer down here, which is nice. Oh, and they painted it. Oh, clearly they did not like my drawer. That's so funny. Anyway, really nice looking drawer box. Again, always cherry. We do cherry in pretty much everything. And then I've been a furniture maker my whole life. I finally have my own furniture tag. So that's pretty cool. I consider that to be a big win. But anyway, looks really nice on the inside. And I do have a shelf in there somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is, but clearly we need to put that in there. So again, really nice looking piece. And they're the thing that people seem to really want now. And I'm doing a 4-door version of it next. So look for that. This, I think I might have showed you guys last week. It's a beautiful console based on one of our vanity designs. And this should be heading out any day, I would imagine. But this is a satin finish. And it's really nice. Turned out great. You see all the dust on here. So this is a working shop. And dust doesn't hurt lacquer one bit. Not a problem at all. But again, more of that beautiful faux bamboo hardware. And I'm always telling you guys, it's one of the ways to make more money in the furniture game, because making money building furniture is tough. But if you add hardware to it, it really does increase that margin, because the margin on a vintage piece of furniture is going to be 15 to 30%, kind of depending on what you're doing. Newly made furniture, you're looking at about 100%. I mean, it's massive, especially on things like credenzas. The markup is insane, and it's not necessarily what, not necessarily what our price is. It's kind of what the market dictates, So markup's really high on that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, making hardware, making new furniture, the markup is fantastic. You can make really good money with a production-based piece of furniture. Custom furniture is awesome. It feels good. It makes you, you can, do the dick measuring thing with people, who makes the best furniture and all this kind of stuff. But, man, it's a tough way to make money. So that's my advice on that one. Okay, what else do we got in here? So we got, so another thing about running a company is we use a lot of Uline stuff. Like I owe thousands and thousands of dollars to Uline because I'm always buying stuff for shipping hardware. And it's, I've got, probably 10 boxes up in my hardware room, which I don't know if I've ever shown you in my hardware room. Hit the like and the like button if you want me to go upstairs and show you what the hardware room is like, where we have all the hardware. But anyway, we have all kinds of pouches and different kinds of bags and boxes and all kinds of wrapping materials that go into sending out furniture. When you sell an expensive piece of hardware, you need to have a really nice box. You need to have something that is nice to look at and looks like you put some time into it. You can't just put it in some regular old generic cardboard box. People don't tend to like that. So, a little tip for you. Okay, so it looks like Manuel is working on these. These are Hermes Orange. This is one of our kind of staple colors, and it's a pretty nice looking piece. Not bad. This is Mohawk paint. And if we look here, let's see if I can see it here. Look here right in the light. Right here, you can see where there was probably some kind of a pull right here. And anyway, I don't know what kind of hardware we're going to put on there, but I think it turned out pretty good. It actually could use some clear coat. So Mohawk's paint, I've talked about this many times. Mohawk's paint is decent. Their nitrocellulose lacquer is decent, but it doesn't tend to shine very well. It's an okay shine, but not as good as Sherwin-Williams. So one of the secrets to our finish is that we'll use a Mohawk paint and then we'll clear coat it with Sherwin. Sherwin clear coat, sorry. So, but yeah, these turned out pretty nice. I think customers are really going to end up liking those, and they're beautiful. So again, nice boxes. This looks like some kind of a mahogany in here, probably Luan, something like that. I don't know what they used back in the day, but not bad. So, all right, so we'll head back into the paint shop real quick. And the orange is good. Hermes is a color that we got from the Hermes company, which makes all the Birkin bags and clothes and all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay, so let's see, let's come in here. All right, who is this? Jay Hef's videos. Hi, amazing. You guys, can you show the back? Do you lacquer too? So Jay Hef's videos, what do you mean show the back? Show the back of a cabinet? You want me to show you what the back of our furniture looks like? Let's run in the back here. I'll kind of give you a quick, I think that's what you're asking since I'm already over here. So we'll look at the backs of a couple pieces. So the backs of our cabinets, we always lacquer them. We always lacquer the back of our cabinets, and we do that because when you're delivering, a $5,000 set here, and this is not painted or it's brown, what we found is that the customer tends to not be as happy, right? So they spent all that money, and then they see, especially on a vintage, even if it's a vintage piece of furniture, they spend all that money and you've got everything lacquered, but then when you deliver it into the home, they see that when you deliver it, and it just leaves a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth. And most customers don't care, but it's worth it to paint the backs so you don't have to deal with it, okay? I got more stuff to show you. Sorry, guys, I completely forgot about this part. Okay, so here's the back of another China cabinet. It's like a blueberry blue color, but again, same deal, right? So we paint the back. Not because it's required, but because when we deliver it, we want the customer to think that they got their money's worth. And here's the back of the pagoda, same deal. And again, you want the customer to feel like they are getting their money's worth, and that's just something that we do. So these are all the cords for the back of our lights. So this is the controller unit. And then the independent lights, you can plug in, 6 different lights. In this particular China cabinet, we only put in 2. But then you have if you have manual on-off switch, or you have the remote, and then power cable. So it's you can buy them on Amazon. It's not like any kind of special light. So, okay, all right, so this thing, how blue is that, guys? Holy hell. Sorry, I forgot I even had this stuff over here, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this piece, we sell a lot of these China cabinets. People seem to really like this fretwork. And I've got one that just came back that's all cracked out, so I'm going to lose money on that one. But this one's really nice. A lot of really nice onlays, decorative things. And again, here's our finish. And the finish is beautiful, right? So you guys can clearly see what color my clothes are, and you can see my phone pretty well. If I get in nice and close, we have a really nice finish. And again, you can even see all the dust that's on there. And this is that's what we do, guys. Again, it's base coat and clear coat. That's the trick to getting a really nice shine. And so if you want to attempt to spray nitrocellulose lacquer, that might be a shortcut for you. So yeah, it's a cool looking piece. And I forget who makes these. These aren't, I don't consider these to be necessarily special, but you know, regular old oak drawer boxes. And again, always dovetails and same thing. So here, where we have this little bit of tape residue, so we'll get in with a razor blade, and we'll take a razor blade, and we'll just go kind of work that stuff off of there, you know, so it's nice and clean when it's all done. And I don't know what kind of hardware the customer is going to pick for this, but that's probably what we're waiting on, you know, but cool color though. It looks really nice. You can see the side doesn't shine as well as the front. It's pretty good, right? And you can see there's almost like a little bit of orange peel. And because this is the side, this is going to be fine. If this was the front, this would not be acceptable. You cannot have that on the front of your cabinet. You know, it's kind of hard to see, but it's basically some kind of a light orange peel. So anyway, shine's good, but the surface would not be good enough if that was the front. So here is another one of these faux bamboo pieces, right? This is the smaller one. I showed you guys the 3-drawer in bottle green there. And then we have the ruby one here. And ruby's really pretty. Everyone seems to like ruby these days. And again, same deal, guys. There's the finish. It's beautiful. It's glass-like. That's kind of what you're wanting. And this is straight off the gun. So there's no polishing here. And that's one of the secrets that a lot of people do is they polish their stuff. And we do too. But they don't tend to show that nearly as much. But that's what we got there, guys. So yeah, cool looking piece. And these are Henry Links. Henry Link makes good stuff. This is where I design most of my furniture is off the Henry Link style. And yeah, so it's cool. So all right, guys. So we'll go back to the paint shop. And sorry, I missed all that stuff. Okay. Yes, good. I'm glad it makes sense, Jeff. It's a J Fest. I guess J Fest. Okay, we're at the paint room. And I already took most of the stuff out of the booth. So here, let's flip back over. I'll show you guys what is getting prepped. So this is an express desk. So me and my wife both have this in our offices at home, and we made these during COVID. They're based off of a Baker desk, and we sold the shit out of these during COVID, and they still sell. So this is a satin paint. So she's wanting satin on this, and it's very basic, but there's a lot of beauty and simplicity, and so it's good. But it uses soft mount slides. There wasn't enough room in here to put the undermounts, which I normally like to do, which, yeah, I'm just not a fan of side mounts, but that's what it has. We still sell those, not very many though. I probably sell maybe 1 or 2 of those a year. Not very common. So this is kind of special. So here, this is my wife's old desk, and she brought it here, and we found another one, and so we bought it also. And these are made by Century. Century Furniture is a legacy furniture company. They're still in business today, and they're awesome. Like as far as furniture companies go, they're up there with brands like Kindle and Kindle's still in business. Companies like Henredon made gorgeous furniture, and Mastercraft, who are no longer in business. But yeah, these guys are still here, and they're fantastic. They're going to be in Hickory, North Carolina. Anyway, beautiful stuff. Really like these desks. I just love all their I think this is embossed. I think it's what that stuff is. But anyway, kind of cool. This one's going to be, again, satin, just like the other desk. But yeah, a lot of desks right now. So I'll take it, man. I like building desks. I make some beautiful desks. You guys get on Modern Woodworker YouTube channel. Look up the most beautiful desk in the world. And it's this brass desk that I make here. It's freaking awesome. I just love it. And I tell everyone to see it. I think it's the best desk ever. But anyway, okay, back to furniture. So this is a piece that I pulled out. And you look at the top here. See all this crinkling? So you get in the light there. Yeah, see all that? So that happens. I'm not sure why crinkling happens. I'm not a painter, but same thing. Sorry guys. All right, over here, it's getting the light. There you go. See all that? So this thing's gonna have to be sanded down, and we'll end up respray and all that. And again, this is just coat number 1. You can tell. You can still see the grain and everything in there. But it's, this is painting. Painting is an art. It's not a science. But again, almost no shine. Well, I shouldn't say no shine. First coat, pretty good. Not bad shine. Yeah, but it'll look nice once we sand it and add the second coat to it. So that's what we got going on there. Here we got more blue. This is more blue secretary. So this is for this big massive job that we're doing an entire estate in Missouri, and it's I'm gonna say it's like 8 or 10 pieces. Anyway, so this is a cool color. It's gonna go in a bedroom, and we're on coat. This has got to be coat number 2. But you can see it shines pretty good on this one. It's not bad. But again, see, there's just a little bit of orange peel on there. Not a big fan of that, but it's, again, because of the side, it's probably acceptable. So we'd want to see what the face of this thing looks like. But again, look at the shelves, like no orange peel, beautiful. So they probably have another coat of paint to put on this thing. If we come in here, let's see if I get in the light. It's kind of, yeah, you can see just a little bit. Like, see kind of the styrations this way. No, that's the old wood. I mean, this thing's freaking old. So anyway, come over here. Let's take a look at the doors real quick. I'm kind of curious what the doors look like. So I guess here, I'll show you guys what we do. So a lot of you'll notice that up here, we hang all of our stuff. And we've got, just literally dozens and dozens of hangers all along here. That's what we do with all of our doors and our fretwork. We hang all this stuff. So you can see the fretwork on here really looks pretty decent. It's good looking stuff. So I think that secretary is going to turn out to be pretty darn nice. Here's the doors, or excuse me, the drawers. And yeah, so this isn't even this isn't the finished product. You can see, let's see here. It's going to be hard to show you guys in the light. One of the things I wish I had better light in my shop sometimes. There you go. So you can see it again. You can see a little bit of that grain going on in there. And so yeah, this is definitely going to need another coat. But it's coming along, looking good. So, all right, so we'll go to the wood shop and see what we got kind of going on in here. Here's the I guess the mill shop where we do. I've had furniture here for a year and a half, and it's gone. It's finally gone. So I actually have a fairly clean shop now. Got my veneer press going on in here, and the veneer press is sick. I really like just being able to suck things down. I use it for all kinds of stuff. So here, give me just a second. Lift this thing. I'll show you guys some crotch mahogany. So I've got some beautiful crotch mahogany in here. Sorry guys, pull this lid up. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, so come in here. So these things are awesome. All right, so this is crotch mahogany. We have a bunch of sheets here for the front of one of these beautiful sideboards that we're making. And you can see the cathedrals here they're just stunning. And these are all matched together. So we've got a whole bunch of sheets over here, this one side, and they all kind of go together. And anyway, if you want to get really good quality veneers, I'm using a company called the Oak Veneer Company. Oh no, excuse me, Oak Wood Veneer Company, and they sent me all these what are called tiles. And so yeah, so they don't even bother sending you an entire sheet because the shit's so expensive. They just send you what you need, and so it's just beautiful. So this stuff's gonna look amazing. We put some naphtha on it, get those reds and oranges to come out and browns. It really is pretty. And they go ahead and they take care of the back for you, so you got a nice surface that you can basically sand and then contact adhesive. So yeah, so they're doing good stuff over there. But yeah, really pretty. Really like that stuff. So anyway, nothing in the wood shop. It's great. It's awesome. Everything's over in the assembly area. So coming over here. So we got a couple of these chests. So the funny thing is my wife sold these chests as a pair, like nightstands, but they came as a single unit. So yes, the chests are independent. They come apart, but the base is one base. So my wife's like, well, just make a new base. What's the problem? So I've got to basically figure out how to make an Asian foot like this for the other side. I guess I'll cut that thing off, and I don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyway, that's how we sold this thing, is 2 chests. So more work for me. Yay. This is another great thing about owning a company. You have to deal with everyone's mistakes. Everyone else's problems become my problem, okay? So coming on here is beautiful lime piece. It turned out freaking awesome. And see what we got going on here. I got all this stuff torn out here. You're probably wondering, well, how the hell does that happen? The shipper had a helper. One person grabbed this end, the other person grabbed this end, and they laid it back, and the thing literally broke in the middle. And it's tenoned right here. If we come to the back of the cabinet, you can't really see it back here, but there is actually a tenon here. So this was meant to be a one-piece china cabinet, but it came apart. So now I got to fix it. So I'll go in and hopefully I can just glue all the stuff back together. They did have the shards of Narsil here, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. So yeah, so I got all this shit here that I'm gonna stick on there like so. We'll get it all clamped up. And yeah, I'm glad I paint furniture because I can fill a lot of this stuff in with wood fillers and epoxies and probably salvage this thing, So anyway, that sucked. Customer was understanding, but also pissed because they'd been waiting quite a while. These pieces take a long time to do. There's just so much detail that goes into the inside of these things. You know, we got all that stuff has to be sanded and painted and reinstalled. So whenever we take these apart, we charge about $4,000 to do one of these that's vintage. So this is a customer piece that we picked up. So anyway, to deal with that, and then that's just part of the business. Like shit happens, things break, whatever. Like guns don't work, just you name it. So anyway, all kinds of stuff. All right, more furniture. All right, so I just finished up this walnut sideboard. This is an 8-footer, and the client wanted the trim to be much darker than the cabinet. So next thing, we'll sand this thing. We'll sand the shit out of it, and we're going to clear coat it. We'll clear coat it in gloss, and it should look pretty good. You can see on the side, I got glue on here. I'm one of these people, I don't clean up glue very much as a furniture maker. I tend to sand all that stuff off. A lot of people say, oh, you got to wipe it all off, and I don't do it. I don't care. But anyway, it turned out pretty good. It's nice. We got a nice rift sawn veneer that came from the same company as the crotch mahogany. oakwoodveneercompany.com. So again, cherry drawer boxes on the inside. We'll stain these dark. So we'll stain them with what's called a Spanish oak stain, and then we'll clear coat them as well. And yeah, it should look pretty sharp when it's done. People really like these pieces. And so Sun Tzu, you're in here. I'm going to show you. He asked me about metal in cabinets and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you real quick what I do. Move this camera over here. Okay, so I'm going to get into this cabinet, and I'll show you kind of what's going on. So truth is that, and flip back around, a cabinet like this can't sustain itself for a long period of time, no matter what you do. Wood's not strong enough to support the span, okay? So you've got your anchor point here, your anchor point there, and then you've got your 8-foot span along here. And what ends up happening is that span will start to deflect, meaning gravity will move it down if you don't use the right product. So when we make this stuff, come under here. So Sun, you'll see we have 1.5 inch steel. Runs all the way along the cabinet. We got it along the front too. And then again, frame and panel. Like I'm always telling you guys, don't be one of these people that fills your cabinets with plywood. Take the time, make the frame and panel. People will pay for that. Tell them you don't make your shit out of plywood. Nobody wants to see that stuff anymore. If you're gonna get paid to make furniture, you might as well make it out of something really cool, because not only you can talk about it, it's a great selling point. And when you're talking to your clients who talk to 1 million furniture makers, you can tell them, no, I make my stuff the traditional way. We make heirloom quality furniture, and it's gonna last, 50 years. They love to hear those. And the frame and panel is freaking awesome sales tactic. Like, it's one of these things that I've talked about forever. I have videos on Modern Woodrunner on YouTube. I literally do like a 30-minute talk on the frame and panel to kind of explain to people just what an important piece it is to any piece of furniture that you're going to make. It's essential, so people even ask you about it. It's a cool thing. So anyway, okay, so that's that piece. Okay, good, son, you saw that, thank God. Yeah, so this piece, this is a 40-hour cabinet probably, doing it one off. But here is its sister right here, and this one will probably be done this weekend, because my mind is fresh from building this one. So this one is going to be mahogany. So all of these sheets of mahogany that I was showing you, this is your flat cut mahogany plywood, right? But we're going to line this with crotch mahogany. So we'll contact adhesive, all the stuff on there as we're working on this stuff. We're putting all our slides in here, and again, frame and panel construction. All of your drawer fronts will be crotch mahogany that I was just showing you guys, and you can see that. Well, I guess you can't see now. This is a radius piece here. Here you go. Here's the pieces that go here. So what we have going on here is we have a 1.5 inch radius along there that goes kind of like that. And we cut this off because this needs to go along the bottom of here, because we have the base over there. So anyway, this is how I build these things. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty standard stuff, but at the same time, it's important to show your work. So if you look in here, we've got dados, right? We dado everything. All of our panels everything's dadoed in. On top, we got a rabbet, right? Rabbet's pretty normal. And yeah, so that's what we do. We're the real deal. We build our furniture correctly, and we don't do shortcuts. I'm not interested in doing shortcuts. I'd rather go work for somebody else than make a cheap product or sell something that isn't of the Resplendent Crow quality. So, all right, so the base for the sideboard over here that I just showed you, this is the base. And again, sun, this is kind of for you. So in here, this is where that steel will go. It'll just run right along there. We'll cut ourselves a notch right in here so that that steel is actually setting on the structure of the base. And then we'll epoxy and Craig screw our piece all along here and along there. And that'll support that load so that it never, like I said, never sags, right? Smiles, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I got going on there. Then come over here. This is, the project's going to be the bane of my existence. This is my Italian Provincial credenza that I've been working on for a year, and a client decided to buy this, but they wanted encrotched mahogany. So I have to finish this walnut one so that I can then start building the mahogany one. So this one's, of course, all walnut, and we've got this beautiful motif in here, and there's so many different kinds of trim on this cabinet, it's not even funny. And I'm actually kind of pissed that I have to make another one of these because they're fucking hard. They're really, really difficult thing. I've made furniture my whole life, and this is probably the most difficult piece of furniture I've ever had to make, just because of all of the different kinds of trim work. When you're making furniture like this, and here's a great example, guys. See the different color? Okay, when you're making furniture like this, it's important that you cut out most of your hardware at the very beginning of the project. You want to select all your pieces so that your colors aren't too dissimilar if you can help it. And you're going to get it. You're going to get dissimilar colors. Like these are a little bit dissimilar. You can't get around it, but I didn't even think about it, and I just started building it. So I've got stuff like this where light, dark, right? And it's okay because we can tone this. So if anyone knows anything about toning, when we spray this entire cabinet, we'll clear coat the whole thing with regular gloss, right? And then we'll come in here and we'll spot tone any of these dark areas to darken things up. Like, see this trim? See how this is ridiculous? You know, so we'll have to go in and we'll have to tone all these things to make it all look the way that it's supposed to look. So anyway, that's a lifelong furniture maker showing you his shit work that needs to be better. And truth is it happens. It happens to everyone. And you just roll with it. So, okay, so I showed you guys the faux bamboo dresser. So we're known for making lots of these faux bamboo furniture. Sorry, guys, I'm going to move my back over. Okay, so this is the same dresser I was just showing you guys. That was vintage, right? So the legs go here, and I'm waiting for the legs to come in because this is vintage sizing, I don't carry that particular leg. So I got my leg people making those. Now what I do is, of course, there it is, cherry drawer boxes, but see our fronts are plywood, so we need to wrap all these with edge banding, and then we'll put our 1/4-inch trim all along the door, the way it's supposed to be. And then the top is, of course, made in the traditional way. They laminated their top just like I've done. This is all hardwood with a plywood top. So that's kind of how all that stuff works. So yeah, working on that right now, waiting on those legs to come in, and then I can kick that project along. Come over this way. I don't know, guys, this cabinet's backwards. This is a 3-drawer vanity. I got my cabinet maker coming in tomorrow, and he's going to finish these things up. I've kind of got him going, but anyway, he's going to help me to get that stuff done so I can move on to some of these other projects, like fixing this China cabinet that broke in half. So I got to do that. So anyway, that's kind of what I got going on in the shop right now. I got some more pieces that came in. Everyone's wanting sideboards right now. So we're buying up a couple of vintage sideboards. Here's a really nice one. Look at this thing. How pretty that is. So yeah, that's gonna go into inventory. We'll shoot some pictures of this thing. That hardware is, dated as can be, but of course we put our own hardware on this stuff, so it'll look really nice when it's done. But beautiful piece nonetheless. So anywho, my wife loves to buy shit. My wife is a shopaholic, and she bought this. I don't know what the hell you call this thing. So we're going to end up painting this so she can put it somewhere in my house full of shit. So yeah. But look at that. And the truth is that a lot of this stuff is metal. So it's kind of interesting. It's not wood. You'd think we would. This is all plastic right here. I can get under there. It's kind of hard to see. But anyway, yeah, my wife loves to shop. It just, it's never ending. Like, what are you going to do? Can't tell her no. Happy wife, happy life. So anyway, guys, that's kind of what's in the shop. Big projects coming up. I got, I told you guys, I think last week, that we sold a 10-foot credenza, about $12,000 a pop. So we got to make one of those. We got a lot of Zane credenzas to build, which is all production stuff. And I got a bunch of curved vanities. Actually, I'll show you guys if I have this curved vanity. Let's go back into the final assembly, and then we'll end the stream. I don't know if I even have one over here right now. So come over this way. So we keep a lot of furniture around. Let's see here. This is some early, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this. This is an early, what we call a patent chest. This is one of the first pieces of furniture I ever built here. And very basic. I mean, hell, half-inch drawers. I used to make drawers out of half-inch material. I don't even do that anymore. But anyway, so this is more faux bamboo, but we have kind of a curve on here, right? And so we got to build a couple of these. They're not faux bamboo, though. They're kind of a different kind of a cabinet. But I got those coming up. Be kind of an interesting piece. This is part of our Greek key line. I don't sell hardly any of these guys. I built this thing. This thing is a pain in the ass to build. I probably sell 2 of these a year. But I mean, absolutely beautiful. All the detail work, the beautiful blue. I mean, the finish shows up so good, but no one seems to like them. So people love my Greek key furniture, but they don't like it as a vanity. And that's furniture, guys. Like, not everything sells, and when certain style sells, not every piece in that style or that collection sells. And I don't know why. I've never been able to figure it out. Sometimes things move, sometimes they don't, and that's just that's furniture. So anyway, I think I have gone through most of what we got going on in the shop today, talked about what we have coming up, sales of the industry. I talk about the industry. The industry right now is a little soft. We had one of our best months we've ever had last month, which was really nice. I don't expect that to happen this month. I think that May was a little bit of I won't say a blip, but people were just, I don't know, probably pent up demand. And anyway, I don't suspect that June's going to be as busy as May was, but hopefully we'll still, do that, I don't know, 100, 120,000 range maybe. It would be really nice. But after I do all of this stained work, which is not normal for the Resplendent Crow, I think that we may see new customers as we start to push this stuff out. We push a lot of our pieces out on Instagram and Facebook, a lot of marketing through those platforms, Meta, basically Meta, the company Meta. So we got a lot of that coming up. I think that we could reach a new customer base with the stained furniture, but we just got to keep making the painted furniture, because that's obviously our bread and butter. But seems to be a lot of demand for stained stuff, So maybe this is the year to make more walnut furniture and mahogany furniture and just kind of wow people with some other things. Because here's the funny thing about business, guys, and I didn't realize this. I just assume everyone knows us and knows that we have such a large presence on the internet. Truth is that so many people have no idea that we make stained furniture. So many people come in here and they have no idea that we make furniture. Like, people don't even know we make furniture. They just think that we paint vintage furniture because we've done it for so long. So we're constantly pushing the fact that we make furniture, we make faux bamboo furniture, we make Dorothy Draper furniture, we make, I think all the other kinds of furniture we make, we make our own lines of furniture, we make stained furniture. We just have to keep talking about it, because the truth is that people don't know, and it takes a long time for people to realize that you do something, even though it's it should seem like common sense anymore, especially with all the advertising we do, but they don't. So it takes a long time to tell people you do something, get people to see that you do something. And so it's kind of a difficult thing, So anyway, last couple of questions here. So Batshit Crazy's in here. Good to see you, dude. We got, let's see what Sun's saying. What size? Let's see, what size do you start adding steel? Okay, so anything that is over 72 inches, Sun, is kind of where I entertain the idea of adding steel, but it kind of depends on the piece of furniture. A lot of furniture has feet, right? So if I come over here, let's go over here to the cabinet from hell, the walnut cabinet. Okay, so here, sorry guys, I'm kind of cramped in here. So this cabinet has, what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 feet, right? So no matter how long this cabinet gets, you're always going to get good support with your feet. So you'll never need to dip into the steel or anything that's stronger than wood. But the minute you run into furniture that doesn't have center support, like there's nothing underneath or there's nothing along the front, that's when you have to start thinking about using steel, because at about 72 inches, pieces start to start to bow, you know. So it's something you just kind of pick up over the years from making things. But I mean, we've run through 10,000 pieces of vintage furniture, and honestly, most of it sags. You know, and it's just part of the, I wouldn't say it's part of the charm, but you can't get around it. Vintage furniture is always gonna bow, you know, and it's just not a big deal. When they built this furniture, people had no idea this stuff would be around, you know, 80, 90 years later. They couldn't have, and why would they? They had no idea. And so, yeah, but it's, most of it sags to one extent or another. And when you're making something like a leggy sideboard like this that has nothing underneath of it, you're going to have something to keep that thing from bowing, you know, and steel is the best thing. You could use aluminum, but aluminum has a lot more deflection than steel. Steel is just the best. You know, it's so damn strong. I mean, Carnegie nailed it when he came up with steel. Like, he just freaking nailed it. It's awesome. So I don't know if that's helpful, dude, but that's kind of what I do. All right, lots of freaking details. Oh, it looks like a cat tower. Yeah, right. I don't know what the hell that thing is. It's just one more piece of shit in my house. That's kind of how I look at it. Like, I'm always giving my wife crap about it. Like, if it's not her buying something at a Facebook Marketplace, it's freaking Amazon coming in, loading up my foyer with boxes. You know, so what am I gonna do? I just hang out at work. That's kind of my thing. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out. I appreciate everyone watching, seeing what's in the shop. We'll do it again next week, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to be working on next week, but probably some version of what I got here. Hopefully, I'll start having this walnut piece wrapping up, and I'll be on to the crotch mahogany one as well. Maybe I'll have both of those put together. That'd be pretty cool. That piece of furniture is tough, guys. Like, it really is tough. And again, as someone who's built furniture his entire life, like, for real, it's a challenge to make all of those individual pieces of trim, because you kind of got to use your head up front, or you got really good engineering, because you got to cut all that shit out in the very beginning. And the truth is that what happens is when you're starting to put all those trims together, they don't work. You know, something's a little bit too small, something's a little too big, and too big's okay, right? We all know it better be too big and too small. When it's too small, then you're ripping out new material. Like, you can't really scab onto stuff, and it's just those little tiny changes in sizing. They start to compound as you're starting to build this cabinet up and add layers of trim. And so anyway, I'll show you guys as we do these builds, but a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. I got a China cabinet that I have to build. I'm working on the engineering right now. And I can do a video on engineering. I never thought about it, but working on that. I guess I didn't talk about that. I'll show you guys that probably Sunday or Monday. That's 8 feet tall and I think 4 feet wide, but very deep, 2 feet deep, which is really deep for a China cabinet. Most China cabinets are 15 to 18 inches. So yeah, 24 is a little bit big. But anyway, everyone have a great weekend, and we'll do this thing again next week.